you is they're going to actually interview you on the phone. So either way is considered remote interviewing. So I wanted to just spend some time with you today talking about that. And if you need additional coaching, that I'm always available to meet with you for your hour of power to discuss whether it be your career, whether it's your job that you currently have and they've asked you to work remotely, because there's thousands of us that are working remotely, and we have to understand the importance of being hired to work remotely when we haven't been used to it, and also being empowered to work remotely. So Coaching Essentials, Vivian Weche, your career coach, coming to you this wonderful Monday morning for 2020. That sounds like a really good number for us to be talking about that. So again, when we are thinking of remote interviewing, I wanted to just pause there and let you think about the time that you were interviewed and you hung up the phone, or you left the building and got in your car and you sat there and thought, man, that was not a good interview. Haven't looked on Glassdoor, you haven't looked on Career Ladder and all of those different sites to kind of get an idea of how much they paid, I would use the verbiage, I am flexible, I'm open, this job is more important to me, I am looking for opportunity for growth. So right now I'm open. Whatever you want to discuss with me as far as pay is concerned, then I will definitely be interested. Because if you say $25 an hour and the maximum they pay is $20, you're already over. You're already asked, what do you hope someone in this position will accomplish within the first 6 months? We are in the midst of a pandemic. A lot of companies are not even going to be able to regroup for the next 6 months to a year. So now you're showing you're savvy around the economy, what's going on. You're being very insightful as to, I know your company is still up and running. I know you're still hiring. You're looking for someone to fill this position. But what I would like for you to give me an idea is the long-term goals. So you're going to say, what do you hope someone in this position will accomplish within the first 6 months? And show your best qualities. They're going to see that you're wanting to differentiate yourself from the rest of the pack, because there's going to be a pack of people looking for jobs. There's over 22 million Americans right now that are laid off, furloughed, or just plain old let go. Success for the person in this position, then that's when they know you know the meaning of success. And you also must have an idea of what disappointing performance looks like as an employee. The whole key here is to show the commitment to being professional, the commitment to your professional growth, and that you want to do a job of excellence. When you ask that question, that gives them the opportunity to tell you what they see as success. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you're not going into the interview and just sitting there and absorbing and walking away, but you're going to walk away with information that you and I can talk about later, and we can determine, is that a good fit for you? Because as a career coach, I've got to understand what your likes are, what your dislikes are. You're not performing. But when you ask that question, they're going to give you a generalized answer, something to the effect. When I was asked this question, I was going to meet on Zoom. How often do you check in with me? Is it once a day? And that's okay to answer those questions, because remember, you're interviewing remotely. They know you're going to be working remotely, and they do want you to be a success. I don't believe that any supervisor, manager, or anyone else wants their employees to fail, but sometimes even they, as a supervisor, as a manager, they don't have leadership qualities. So you're helping them with their leadership qualities. Our Zoom calls together, are they okay with us, maybe having a training session together? Because you don't assume that. You don't assume that you can just do those things without permission, because you want to make sure that you understand what their culture is. How do they collaborate as a team? How do you collaborate with the team? How do you become accessible, impacting your manager's success, or they're not being successful? Now, has there been any challenges with the team working remotely or achieving their goals? Has there been any challenges with the team working remotely or achieving their goals? You want to ask that question right now, because we're in the middle of a pandemic. We haven't reopened yet. And that way you'll know by her or him responding to you, you're going to learn more about the company's approach to remote working, because perhaps they haven't had to do this either. Think about that. What if you're interviewing for a company that's never had any kind of remote employees or remote working, that everybody's always been on site? Excuse me. And then you want to ask them, are they concerned about work-life balance? Does remote working pose challenges they have already addressed or haven't addressed? And then you're wanting to listen and take note, because they're going to be able to give you firsthand information about how we are challenged as a company with working remotely, how we are challenged as a company ensuring that our employees are doing their job and getting the job done. Because when you're working remotely, you're just not at the job site, but the expectation is you're still working, and be their solution to any issue or problem that they have. That this position will allow for you to grow and to achieve and to do an excellent job, and also expand your knowledge. So that's why you would be the best candidate. They're going to ask you, how are you going to stay productive working remotely from home? You got to be able to answer that. And I would just actually give them, based on the job description that you've already read, I would say things to the effect that, just like when I was working in the office, I would assume those same disciplines out of the office. I would make sure that I get up in time, get ready to go to work. I would go up to my office. Of course, I'm not going to be wearing a suit if that's what you wore. But I would also make sure that my day is, I had a day planned out. And again, you don't want to go down in history looking like you weren't taking your job seriously, because companies right now, this is the opportune time. If they want to, they can get rid of people. They have to downsize, and they're not going to downsize those of us that are doing a job that is exceptional. Absolutely not. They will not. They're going to get rid of the slackers. So in the interview, you got to mentally prepare yourself. Whether you have to get up and have your coffee, do your yoga, do your breathing, slow your heart rate, tell yourself how wonderful you are, manifest peace, do all of that. Give yourself enough time to take a shower, give yourself enough time. Yes, take a shower. Put on simple makeup like I have on. I don't have any lipstick, but I did do my eyebrows. I didn't even do eyeliner today. I just put my glasses on, fluff my hair, and put on a little shirt and some pearls. And at the bottom, I have on jogging pants, because you can't see me. You don't know I have them on. So it gives me a sense of comfort, but it also gives me a sense of being polished and professional. So my advice to you as a career coach is to wear professional attire at the top, right? Because I want to look professional up here, but I want to have something comfy at the bottom. You don't want that distraction. So you can wear a V-neck, because V-neck tops always elongate the neck, but you don't want the V-neck like this one. You don't want it. See how mine's just barely there. You don't want it to be a V-neck and sometimes when we sit down, it doesn't look like it's low cut until we sit. So at that time, then you're feeling like, oh my goodness. And if it is a cute top and it's a V, go ahead and put a little black tank under it. Or if it's level set with your family and those living with you, hey, I'm about to go on an interview for this job. Can you guys just give me about an hour? And then, close the door, go in your bedroom, set it up, give yourself time to get everything set up and prepared, because an interview, you'll either make it or you'll break it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. So I want you to go into that interview prepared, go into that interview empowered, and come out of that interview getting that phone call going, hey, we want to make you an offer. Then that's when the negotiations begin. Until that happens, there is no negotiating. You're going to have to impress them. You're going to have to be polished. You're going to have to be professional. You're going to have to be on point. So, and again, all of this applies to whether you're in person, as far as like Skype or Zoom or whatever system they're using, and they'll usually send you all the information, link and all that. There may be 2 people interviewing you, so just be prepared home where I can actually get the job done. And I would love for you to give me the opportunity. I am the person that you want to hire. I am the person that's going to do the job and to get the job done, because I am disciplined. I make sure that every day I get up at the same time. I make sure that I prepare applications a day, 25 a week, and you'll probably get 1 or 2 interviews to work remotely or to work safely. Y'all have a fabulous day, and I'll talk to you soon.